Run only as fast as I can, but my mind is free to sail across terabytes of reality, to soar above a pixel land in a rocket ship. The 9999 made of megabits. Ladies and gentlemen, leave the world and bring your friends. Step inside and close the door. Shut it out, plug it in, press start and we're flying. No use for your wars and slow, 'cause we built digital castles in the sky as we float on timeless satellites. 'Cause virtual is where we live, live, live. 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 Run only as fast as I can, but my mind is free to celebrate universes in binary. Spend all day in the clouds and our definitions now. So high, 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 we're not coming down. Ladies and gentlemen, leave the world and bring your friends. Step inside and close the door. Shut it out, plug it in, press start and we're flying. No use for your wars and slow, 'cause we built digital castles in the sky as we float on timeless satellites. 'Cause virtual is where we live, live, live. 'Cause virtual is where we live, live, live. 'Cause virtual is where we live, live, live. 'Cause virtual is where we live, live, live.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Senpai Is Annoying, the Hivecast podcast. Let me go ahead and get the transition over here for you guys because I guess you do want to see our beautiful faces. You probably scooch in a little more.
Oh yeah, I'm so far
just a
away.
little bit. And here we go. All right.
Here.
Hello, everyone. How you guys doing? Welcome. Yep, been a while, month and a half, but the season's finally over, so we are here with the post-season wrap-up. We got our documents ready and everything. Close the door. Got our pup here, being a little loud. But it's it's gonna be winter, or actually it is winter season already. It started last week with a bunch of anime.
This week.
Was it this week?
Most started
because it's
this
Saturday.
week.
It feels like it's already past, but But yeah, and let's cover fall, obviously. So again, welcome. This is Liz.
Hello, everybody.
Pretty much our senior editor at the website, and I am Fonzy, the editor-in-chief. And so yeah, let's get right into it.
Let's do this.
All right. So I'm gonna be looking over again because I gotta do some transitions and stuff. So yeah. Just bear with me. Okay, so we're going down the list, right?
Yeah, the first one, we're starting with Jahy. All right, so Jahy came through from the previous season. Mm-hmm. Summer.
Yeah, in summer.
It started in the summer season.
It was
my gosh, that's huge.
Oh no, that's a different one. This is different. I'm just.
Sorry. So, The Great Jahy started in the summer and it just ended after our So Far podcast. Mm-hmm, it still hadn't ended, so we hadn't really talked about it. But it was nice. It was really a fun little slice of life. There is actually some sort of conclusion or what's it called? Closure to the story.
There is rather, yeah.
So it's nice. You could definitely finish it there and be happy with it. It is a slice of life, so slice of life doesn't have to have an ending, I guess. That's the whole point of slice of life.
It's just as long as it's feel good ending.
As long as you feel good at the end. And it kind of
was,
it is.
Really. It was nice. I liked it a lot.
Yeah. Overall, it was a really good comedy. It's sweet. It's ridiculous. It is definitely a feel-good comedy, for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's definitely something I liked a lot, especially going through the daily life of Jahy and her new experience in the world of Earth and not the dark realm that she was at. So, she gets to learn a little more about like camaraderie and friendship and responsibility as well. But, I like the transition that they would have her when she would go into her human form. And then the next thing you know, like when she turns into like a little brat or something, and
she actually acts
and then
like
she turns
one.
into a girl. Yeah, she turns into a little girl, this kid, and totally acts like one. But overall, it was a really good show. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was cute and enjoyable.
That one was great. I enjoyed it too. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, definitely recommendable if you like slice of
one.
life, especially like the supernatural being in the reverse isekai trope. It's good. It's well done.
Almost like what, the devil is a part-timer kind of thing going on there, but it's more episodic and at the same time it's super funny. Yeah, it's super funny. Definitely. I liked it a lot. All right, cool. Well, let's go on to the next one.
Oh yeah, the next one is you.
This is Banished from the Hero's Party. I decided to live a quiet life in the countryside. This one was nice. It was lovely. It was definitely expected from the title. He kind of was living through a quiet life and everything, but not so quiet. I guess he was going through the trials of living in a small village. You got nosy people, and you got some like stuck up warriors that just come into town and everything. But he ended up meeting was it Rit? And
is the girl.
Yeah, and then ends up falling in love. Turns into a
but
really good relationship.
They didn't meet. They were part of the same
crew.
Party.
Yeah, sorry. But they met again where he was at.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's what I meant. But it was probably by far one of the nicest romances that I've seen. I mean, the show is probably not necessarily genre like as a romance.
Yeah, because it's a slice of life, so why not?
It's included, I guess you can say.
I think it is.
But it was really nice. I liked it because what you call it? Like when they're confessing their love to each other, and they're doing it in such a subtle way. It's really sweet, and I like it a lot. Yeah.
But it actually happens early on in the series, which is nice.
Like how it's supposed to happen.
Yeah, like a normal adult relationship where you see them like she sits on his lap just to talk, and like at the end of the day, oh honey, like this and that, basically like a normal couple, and it's just so refreshing to see a realistic relationship in anime, even though it's in a fantasy setting.
Yes, and then of course the ending was pretty nice. Although it was a little confusing when they had like the futuristic kind of idea going in there.
Oh yeah, that room.
How they just tossed that in there. So there was a little bit of some holes in the storyline with that, because I was like, can you explain it just a little bit more?
Yeah.
Like, how does this happen? I mean, everything.
But it'll be continuing, so hopefully we'll get answers.
Yeah, hopefully we will get some answers. But I mean, like, if you think about it, if you were to take out just that high tech mechanical stuff or like technology, and you still had the 5 swords and the demons and going, it still would have worked. So I mean, I wonder what the purpose is. So,
I have a theory that the whole thing is like it looks like it's in the past, like a medieval times, type setting, the fantasy, but I feel like it's after. Because they even say it's like, oh, the technology from a fallen civilization. So it's like, it's in the future. Like if it were our world, for example, it would be in the future. This fantasy world is actually the future. Not necessarily ours, but, like it's a post-apocalyptic fantasy world. But there was a previous civilization that left that technology that's now gods and stuff. But it's really technology from a previous... I don't know. That's my theory, and I haven't read. I don't know. Is it based on? It's based on a light novel, right?
Wait, is it?
Adaptation from a light novel, yeah.
Light novel, that's right.
So I haven't read it, so I don't know. That's my theory.
Is it from Empress or Seven Seas? I forget. It's one of those two.
I can't remember who has it here. I think Seven Seas. I don't know.
Maybe. It could be Empress, but yeah. But anyway. Either way, if you check out the actual light novel, it's got a little more details in there.
Yeah.
I believe we've done a review on the website, so if you go search it on the website, you'll find it and you can check it out for yourself.
Yes, of the light novel and the anime. Should be coming up soon too.
All right, the next one we got is Blue Period.
Oh yeah, Blue Period was really good. I really enjoyed it. I like that approach that they have of Yatora being a delinquent, and
Yeah.
like kind of like he's kind of like that guy. But then he grows so much through art and really explores this side of himself, and at the same time explores like the anxiety that some people go through. Like I like the again, very realistic.
Pressure that you're
And
putting
yeah, the pressure and the stress that it causes to try to pass these exams, because he has finally decided and realized what he wants to do with his life, which he didn't know, which was why he was a delinquent, because he didn't care. But now that he found something to focus on, it's like it makes him go through this that is now so important to him that he breaks out in hives.
Yeah.
Stuff, which is very realistic for
Very
someone
realistic.
who could go through something like that. So I really like that. The art was amazing, both the art style and the character design and the colors and the animation. Everything was beautiful, and the pieces of art that they draw as well, I think.
That's very true.
It's
technically
beautiful.
What is it like? Technically based on like a real story or real events or something like that.
I don't think that I've read that anywhere.
I can be completely wrong, but I don't know why in the back of my mind I'm reading a lot of stuff. I'm not too sure if it's associated with it. But anywho,
it's a manga. There's a manga.
There is a manga. Yeah. So I mean, maybe I don't. Anywho, it is really good. I liked it a lot. It's very realistic in Japanese terms, because all the kids that go to college and they're studying for their majors in a sense, sometimes it can be like a passion or that their parents told them to do, or they had no idea and they just picked something. But that's very much the same, and you would go through the stress if you really needed to, and it represented it pretty damn good. It was really nice. There was one thing that I really liked was the inspiration that he brought. I may have mentioned this in the previous podcast, but I like the inspiration that his friend got from him. The big guy, he looks like he's a Yakuza and everything, and he's like, you inspired me to go for my dream as well. And it's like, I was like, I wonder what his dream is. And he's like, I want to be a baker, and he's got this serious face. I'm like, you're just like,
no
I thought
eyebrows or something.
that was great. Yeah. That was funny. I got a kick out of that. But at the same time, that's support and camaraderie in there as well. Like their friends, like were supporting each other so much.
Yeah.
And they were, like Liz was saying, delinquents in the beginning and everything. So they kind of like turned themselves around, I guess. It became a little more, a little more positive and creative, and then responsible at the same time.
By reaching nice. For what they love to do. So that's nice. It's really good drama, coming of age. Artistic drama.
Yes, it really is. All right, so the next one we're going to be checking out.
Irina, the Vampire Cosmonaut.
Which was very nice.
Very, very good. Yes. This was another anime that had a lot of romance as a main part of it, and wasn't necessarily about the romance, I feel. Well, I guess the romance never technically comes to fruition, but it's there, like they care for each other. Obviously, Irina and what's his name? Lev. Yeah, Lev. Lips. The relationship between Irina and Lev is like, it's so interesting, because not only does this story show the different, like the way that things actually happened when the first space race happened, and maybe not with a vampire, right, or a person, but the animals that they sent to space as experiments and stuff. And it's like, it's so sad, because seeing it with a conscious being, it's like, oh, it's so heart-wrenching and it's sad, and at the same time you see the way that Lev sees the situation, and how they're both fighting for their dream to be astronauts and be in space, because they both have that dream. And they go through it, and they end up understanding each other more, and thus helping society kind of come together. And so it like envelops so many aspects of society and things that we're living through now and have been living through for decades, and it just does it in a really cool way with vampires in space. And it's just cool. It's great, and it's beautiful. It's again, the art and the style and the colors and everything. The feel of it is just really, it really feels like cold and You know, like when they're in Russia training, and then you feel it, like you feel the cold and the how the strain that they're going through. It's really, really well done.
It's
really
very
good.
nicely done. I actually do like it a lot. To add to that, I do like the political aspects about it, on how they were treating the vampires, especially Irina. You know, being used as like a lab rat. They're just testing on her. And then I like the backstory about this because they do bring in something that was actually factual in real life, and that's the dog, and the first dog to ever go to space was Laika. Tragic story, so sad, like so sad. But they were basically, you know, they Irina in this show was basically the bridge in between the animal and man. So that's like, you know, they still treated her like an animal and like with no respect, but yet there were other people there that did respect her and saw her as, you know, just another individual in some sense. So there is a lot of that backstory in there, and moral explanations and stuff. It's really nice.
It's really well
nice.
written.
I really recommend that show. I can't stress it enough. Watch it. It's so good.
I agree. Highly recommended for sure.
Okay, so we'll go on to the next one.
Next one is you.
That one is Komi-san.
Komi.
Komi can't communicate. It's such a wonderful show. Oh, it's so sweet, entertaining. It's pretty comedic as well. I like the comedy in there. It's very nice, a little like over the top because of her shyness and like the anxiety she gets from social communication and just well-being. It's intense, but at the same time, I've seen it not
in
just
real
like
life?
like in real life. In Japan too. I've seen it in Japan when the few times that I would go visit Liz at school. But I mean, in the U.S. too, it's everywhere. It happens everywhere. You know, there is a thing. You know, social anxiety that people do get. So. This was a very good representation of it. It's very nice. It was lighthearted and in its explanations. And I like the situations that all the characters are going for. And I'm definitely rooting for Komi-san and Tarano. Like, hardcore.
Yes.
Like, I hope they get together and it's, like, official. But it almost seems like it's getting there. You know, like, they know how each other feel. I'm pretty sure now at this point.
Yeah.
So I hope it continues. The manga was great. It's pretty canon, too. It's, like, right there, faithful for the most part. I think there's like a few situations that aren't really in there, but it's so good.
Maybe they're in later.
Yeah, I think
later chapters. But yeah, I agree with everything. To add to that, I guess just I like how it's not just Komi and Tadano with like issues like social anxiety and issues like that. Like there are also other characters that also have other issues, you know, and so you get to see different sides of different mental health situations. And I like Najimi and how they're the catalyst for a lot of the interactions. Like
That's
I like
true.
the support between all of these kids that have issues and how they're helping each other. And when they find out about Komi, they want to help her out, and it's like, oh no,
it's genuine.
And because they feel for her because they have their own thing that they suffer from or that they deal with, and that's true in real life too. So yeah, I agree. It's done in a great way, and just her big gigantic eyes and the cute design, how she goes from cute adorable chibi to like just gorgeous, beautiful, perfect student. It's just great. It's really awesome.
It's sweet. Her mom is also really sweet.
Mom is great.
Complete opposite of her because she's like super talkative and everything.
And then the over the top characters too, the friends like Himiko, the little dog, her dog that she calls herself, and then there's Naka, which is the Chuni. There's a Chuni girl with an eye patch, and then Den is
the really obsessive
one, like super obsessed with her, with Komi. It's just great. And her brother, oh my god, her brother is adorable. Shunsuke.
Oh yeah.
Komi. Shosuke. Yeah,
okay.
So cute. So we'll see what happens with him in the next season, because obviously, clearly, there will be more.
Yeah, they're better.
So yeah, you have to watch it. If you're not watching Komi, you have to.
Yes. All right. So the next one we're going to be checking out is Mieruko-chan.
Mieruko-chan is surprisingly terrifying.
Pretty, yeah.
It's
pretty
a
creepy
horror comedy, but gosh, the monsters are just. We talked about this in our previous podcast at the fall so far, but they just kept getting just worse and worse. Like the situation is intense. But there are still a lot of questions. Like the season did end with just still more questions, really, because we still don't know what's going to happen. It's kind of frustrating to a certain extent that Mieruko won't tell, not Mieruko, what's her name? Miko. That Miko won't tell her friend Hana that, like, what's going on. You know, like, it would be so useful if Hana knew what is going on. It would be very helpful for everybody. And so it's getting on my nerves a little bit that it's not happening. So hopefully in the next season they will address that. And she will tell her, and they will, like, all three of them, Yuria, Hana, and Miko, get together and be like, I don't know, Ghostbusters or something.
Probably. At least it does definitely seem like the three of them are going to be like a trio.
Yeah.
I don't know to what extent or something, but I mean, Hana's definitely the key with her positive aura that seems to divert like any.
She dispels any evil and any bad energies and everything.
It's so trippy, and then
the foxes, the fox spirits,
yes.
They promised Miko three. They were gonna save her 3 times, and they already did.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, you're out, and they got angry, and she doesn't know what they're saying, and it's really scary. I just really love how they were able to combine, like, comedy with horror like that. Because it is so trippy good. And it does give you goosebumps, and it's really creepy. It's so creepy, and yet I think you can't look away.
I think I forget what episode it was. It may have been like episode 6 or 7 or something, but like somewhere around the middle, when she's at the park and she's like sitting there and finally getting to enjoy herself because she doesn't see any spirits or demons or whatever. And then, like, there's this kid holding, I don't know, like a balloon or something, or holding something and, like, just waving at Mieruko-chan. And the next thing you know, like, she waves back, and then this kid's like, you see me? And she's like, and then turns into this friggin' monster and starts charging for her. And you're like, whoa, that was just intense. That was like an intense moment.
Like, I can't tell the difference anymore. Yeah, definitely. It's scary. That's like probably even more terrifying than the monsters themselves. Because at that point she realizes, I can't tell them apart anymore. How am I supposed to keep acting like I don't see them when I can't tell them apart from real people? And so it's creepy.
The second best one was the Reaper on the train. Like that one. Whew. That was intense too.
That one was intense. Crazy. Yeah, definitely. If you like horror, watch Mieruko-chan. It's so good.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. Actually, it was just last note from the manga, because we've read it and we've reviewed it on the website, so search it, check it out. But yeah, it doesn't do enough justice in the horror department, because when you watch it in animated form, ooh, man, it is like intensified. It's so good. So good. So I highly recommend watching it. It's so good. All right, so we're going to go on to the next one, and that is Mushoku Tensei. All right.
Is that you? Oh, no. It's you.
Yes. So Mushoku Tensei is probably one of the best series of the season. It's so good. It got really intense, really quick. It was very emotional and psychologically stressful in some cases, to tell you the truth. There were a lot of like breakthrough moments that you're realizing and you know, coming back, and what do you call it, like when you come together after a long time, but between like family members, the reuniting of everyone was also like just emotionally stressful. It was like intense. It was epic too at the same time. And then you get to the ending part where you start to know more about like why he was there, and then you get that one guy, I forget his name, that assassin dude that hates the god or something.
Rugerdo?
I forget. Do we have?
I don't know how they say it in English, but it's Rugerdo. It's
no. It's the Orsted. that guy, the one that actually like I won't say the spoiler part, but like
but that guy.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, he is like a key character now, and it's intense. And so season 3. I'm not too sure. Did they already announce the season 3? Oh, I'm not too sure. But if they didn't,
it's definitely gonna happen. Yeah,
they
course.
need to.
Come on.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
It's such a good show, and so I highly recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
If you have
same.
anything you want.
I totally agree. I feel that the first season was obviously to set up things, and then like the major heart-wrenching things and stuff happened in this season. It definitely got even more intense. Things are getting even more real than they were in the first season. Not that they weren't already, but even more so. So yeah, it's a really good isekai. It's probably the best isekai of the year.
Yeah. I really think so.
It's really good. So if you haven't,
I hope you think the same.
Yeah, definitely. I enjoyed it. Can't wait for the next season too, because I want to know what happens next.
Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go to the next one, and that is My Senpai Is Annoying. That one's really
This
good.
one's really good. It's funny. It's cute. It's another feel-good slice of life comedy. It has lots of typical tropes with like the main character being short and the short character, big character trope and everything. But it still manages to be fresh in its comedy, I guess, because of I don't know, I guess it's the romance aspect and how it's played off, because she seems to be more romantically involved in that relationship.
Interested in a sense.
Than him, because
it's typical.
He kind of sees it. Like, oh hey, Kohai, and she's like, I kind of like that, but I hate it, but I like it, but I hate it. She doesn't say that she likes it, but obviously, clearly, she does. Futaba. So she's really cute. She's adorable, and it's funny. There are a lot of really funny moments in the show, for sure. And I like her friend, the athlete friend.
Oh yeah.
There's some really cool characters. Like that's something about it is, even though there are a lot of tropes, the characters are somehow unique in their own way. Like you've seen that kind of character before, but they're memorable in one way or another. Like her best friend, the athlete, Anna, is her name Anna? I forget.
No, it's Kurobe.
Natsumi. Natsumi. Yeah, she's really cool. She's always like rooting for her, but kind of in the background helping her out, and that's really cool. And I love the other couple, the other office couple that are actually a couple, like they're actually dating. It's Toko and Sota.
Yeah, Toko
and
Sota.
They are just adorable, and
that's really sweet.
And also realistic. The way that it's all kind of working out is very believable. More so, I think, than the relationship between the Kohai and the senpai.
Yeah.
Much more than between Futaba and Takeda, because it's too anime. Their relationship is too anime. The dynamics are very anime-ish. But the other couple, Toko and Sota, are more realistic. Like it's the dynamics of that relationship how it would happen.
It's really sweet too, especially how you see Sota like really show like how much he cares for her in the instance of like he'll go to events like if she isn't there, he'll be like I'll just stay home and play games or something like that. And then I also like the initiative that Toka takes by presenting herself in front of him to go out and do things and stuff like that, because she also likes him. And then they both know it. And that's a nice little side story within the show, obviously. And then I like the running gag of how Futaba is just constantly being made fun of for her size and how
called a child.
She's called a child a lot of times, and how when her and Takeda were first like outside or something like that, and they met, and people just confused them for like father and daughter and stuff. So it's really funny.
I bet that does happen.
Yeah, and then I can honestly understand that people probably wouldn't react the same way as Futaba. Maybe not as intense, but you feel it. I'm pretty sure you're feeling it inside. So, I mean, it's a good representation. It's really nice. So if you want to like have some sort of like a semblance with it, watch it. It's funny. It's pretty funny.
It's really funny. It's cute. It's funny. It's enjoyable. Definitely recommend it. There were a lot of good shows this season, I think.
There were some pretty good shows.
I like that the romances are getting more and more realistic.
Yeah, they're doing.
Well, I guess they're more seinen type.
They're not taking long. They're not like putting you on some wild goose chase sometimes because like nothing will ever happen in most cases. Well, at least in the past. But yeah, now it seems like people are
they're
really,
doing it more often.
They're taking action. So it's like it's really
nice.
good. It's like I like it a lot.
It's definitely more realistic.
All right. So now the next one we're going to be checking out is Platinum End.
Oh, I guess we should have moved this one down. This one is continuing. This one hasn't ended.
Yeah,
halfway through.
I have mixed reviews.
Yeah.
About it. I almost want to continue it. I am not too sure. Yeah, it's because like I mean, it was interesting. I liked the concept that they had, and it's kind of like what like a battle royale kind of game, angels and their I don't know why I want to say tribunes in a sense, but it's like they're like they picked individuals to try to be the god. What was it? The god
candidate
god
to be
candidate.
Candidates to become.
So they're candidates. There you go. So to be a god candidate.
And the one that survives is the one that becomes
a god. Yeah.
Basically.
So, but it's interesting the influence that they picked them for, and like the reasons why, and all that stuff. So that's probably where I start to kind of like go like, okay, the rest is a little interesting though, but I'm not necessarily liking it too much in some cases, but it's still intriguing. But like I don't know, there's a lot going on that is just like you can simplify it a little more and move along and probably cover more about the story because I feel like they're cutting corners. Is it a manga based one? I don't forget. It's like the source material.
Well,
but
I am definitely disappointed a little bit as well. I expected a little more excitement. I think we mentioned this in the previous podcast too, that it's a little predictable in a way.
Yeah, it is rather predictable. And then
because from the beginning we are told that this main character, whatever his name is, Mirai Future is his name. So that it's very predictable, and I said this last time. His name is Future. He can't feel hate towards anybody.
Yeah.
He can't kill anybody.
He
doesn't want to manipulate anybody. He's like, okay, obviously he's the perfect god candidate, right? Like, it's just so obvious. So I'm just hoping for that M. Night Shyamalan twist at the end, hopefully. Because if there isn't a good twist, then this whole thing is just a disaster.
True.
But it's like you're expecting it to really get really exciting, and then it kind of gets exciting, and then it kind of it fizzles out
with the predictability. And you're like, oh, I know what's gonna happen.
It's kind of obvious what's gonna happen every time. It's like, oh, this guy's gonna do this and this, and oh, they're gonna do that and that, and oh, this person's gonna help them, and then and you can kind of tell what's gonna. Oh, this guy's about to die because he has cancer. They already told him it's his last day, so he's gonna sacrifice. It's like you can figure it out. Just so. We'll see.
I like the art.
The art's really
the design
good.
of the angels are actually pretty cool.
They're really, really cool.
But yeah, that whole.
I don't like the Power Ranger suit
situation.
Suits.
Yeah, why do they have to wear?
And then
mech
the cat
suits,
girl
Power
suit.
Ranger
Like, why
suits?
cat girl?
Like Super Sentai
They give a scientific reason for why she's a cat girl, because it's supposed to be part of like the heat.
Yeah.
Controlling unit of her suit or whatever. But it's just fan service. Like, it's so blatant in what it's trying to pander. It's pandering. It is
pandering. It is.
It's a little pandering. It's a little predictable, but I still want to know what they do with it. So I don't think we're gonna drop it.
Yeah. I think we might continue it. And the other thing that I don't like about it too, and it's stuff that I actually did come across online and read about because other people feel the same way, and I was like, good, I'm not the only one. Is like how a few of the characters were chosen because they were gonna commit suicide.
All of them.
Like,
no,
that
was the criteria.
That was the criteria, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's like a huge, like, unsettling criteria, really. Like, why would
be dissatisfied with life and just not wanting to live anymore. Also, all the god candidates were just tired of life and were ready to end it, basically. And so they were given a second chance by being given this.
But yeah,
opportunity.
but it's like, I don't know, not that I know much about the community and the seriousness of suicide situations and everything, but like it seemed pretty freaking sensitive to include that in an anime in some
But
sense.
I think it's in a positive light though, because they're given a second chance.
Yeah,
They're given that's the whole point. Is like, hey, you feel like your life is worthless and that's why you're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
How about I give you meaning? Why don't you try to do this other thing? You were gonna kill yourself anyway. If they kill you, then you got what you wanted, and if you win and you become God, then good for you. You did something better, you know. But the thing is, not all of these people are okay in the head, clearly, by what ends up happening later. So yeah, their way of picking people was maybe not the best.
Not the best.
Because not everyone that wants to kill themselves is a good person. Like, just wanting to kill yourself doesn't make you a good person. You know, so it's like some of these people are really evil, even though they had lost their faith in everything, and it's like now they're the most evil. But I guess you could go either way. If you lose your faith in humanity and in life,
See, now,
you could either become evil or just be like, but.
So Mukaido, he's the one that has like a serious illness, right?
He's the old man.
But did he want to kill himself though, or he did?
Yeah, he was ready to go. Well, no, he was gonna die, and he was gonna kill himself. At the end, because his wife was pregnant, and it's like, don't do it. We're gonna make it through. But he wanted to end it just soon.
Okay, yeah.
So as to not suffer anymore.
Mixed emotions.
It's a lot. Mixed emotions. Yes, definitely mixed emotions. But we're sticking with it. So.
Yes, we will. We will stick with it and
comment.
See what's up. Unless it gets
let us know how you feel about
get in the comments.
Get in the comments and let us know how you feel.
Okay, so the next one we're going to be checking out is Sakugan. Ooh, that one's really good.
I really liked Sakugan. Is this you or me?
Oh, wait. I completely forgot.
It's
I
me.
think it's you.
It's me. Well, I mean, we both end up talking about it. This was really good. I don't know. Okay, slightly mixed emotions. I liked it a lot. I like the dynamic between Memempu and Gagamba, but it also gets a little predictable to a certain extent. Like, at a certain point, it starts getting like, oh, okay, I know what's gonna happen. But then they did leave a lot of questions open at the end in regards to where these characters come from, because we don't know their past.
Rainbow
right?
Children is what they were called.
They call her a rainbow child.
One thing, or a rainbow child.
Yeah, because there are rainbow children that are special and this and that, and she is told that she is not Gagamba's child, and apparently there's something special going on there, and that's how it ends. And you're like, what? We just found out about this girl, and like, not even anything really, because we don't know what these rainbow children are.
Yeah, we don't know.
So it's just, it was really good, but still a lot of questions unanswered. So here's hoping for the second season. Can't wait for the second season.
Yeah, because I think it did say like to be continued
already,
for sure.
Yeah, to be continued.
So
well, hopefully.
I'm still waiting for Mamusu second season, but Monster Musume.
Mamusu, yeah. But overall, it's fun. It's good. If you like comedy, sci-fi, and I guess some sort of mystery to a certain extent, it's really good. It's fun. It's enjoyable.
Wonderful shonen.
Yeah.
The art's great. The art is really great. And other than that, I agree on all fronts that Liz was saying.
It's a good show.
Really good show. Yeah, pretty entertaining. So check it out. Check it out for sure. Okay, so the next one we got going on, I believe that one is you as well, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Selection Project. I was interested in this show because it's about a reality show, or so it seemed. And I was interested to see how they played it, because it was made as a reality show, and it did. That is the whole plot, is these girls in a reality show, elimination reality show, to become an idol group. And so, but they didn't know that there were supposed to be girls eliminated.
Yeah, right.
Which to me is
a twist,
obvious. Yeah. No, but to me it's obvious that that's how they all work, isn't it? I mean, we don't watch those shows, but the last time I heard of shows like that, people usually get eliminated. That's kind of the whole point.
I think it was just more the concept that I wasn't familiar with is like how they were like out of what 9 of them, only 6 or 7 of them or something were
yeah,
gonna
that's what I'm
pass.
saying. So they were
And
going
they're
to
like,
eliminate
you guys decide
2.
who, and you're like,
because that's the thing. It's like they didn't even know that there were going to be people eliminated, and then so they find out about, oh, what, people are getting eliminated? That sucks. It's like, yeah, and you have to pick who gets eliminated. What? That really sucks. Because normally you would be like, well, as they would say in reality shows, I'm not here to make friends, you know, like they're here to win. So normally,
True.
And some girls did say that. I'm not here for that, da-da-da-da. But then they end up becoming so close that they don't want to eliminate anybody because they became real friends and all this stuff. And so they decide to just stick to their guns and say, we're not eliminating anybody. And they kick them off the show. Basically, everyone fails. But then they do their own thing and they're doing so well. And then the freaking show comes back and it's like, oh, okay, we'll let you come back and do the show. You can all stay together and then we'll still represent you and still take a cut off of everything you make. It's like now that they put their own work, they went out and did the work. But you know what? At the end, they say themselves, it's like, well, now we realize the kind of hard work you need to do to become a successful idol group, because they were performing on the street. They were having to perform on, or having to book their own venues, having to get their own views, having to get their own shows done. And they realized how much work it is. And if they were with an agency, which ends up happening when Selection Project takes them back because they see that they're going to be a hit, they do appreciate, okay, we're kind of going back into the system that we rebelled against. But we understand the hard work that it takes, and now we understand that this is going to help us be better, I suppose, is the lesson in there.
That could be one lesson for sure. Definitely like the side story, because there was another lesson that was learned, but that was like between 2 characters, 2 friends, and they had some underlying connection with each other that they didn't know about until the very end. And that was unfortunately a bit predictable.
Yeah.
When they started explaining about one of the girls, what was the girl's name? Was that the same show?
The main character?
Yeah, not
Susune.
Susune
was Rena. Oh no, yeah, Susune is the one with the
the heart transplant, yeah, and everything. And Rena was the one that
is her friend.
Her friend, but her sister, her older sister, and everything had that connection where she was an organ donor, and when they started explaining that, you're like, don't tell me.
Immediately you're like, okay, I see where this is
small
going.
anime world.
Yeah.
So it's like so predictable.
And then we
on
just
that part.
saw this.
But it was still good though.
We had just seen this in The Detective Is Already Dead. So
yes,
like it's so fresh in your memory that when that comment, oh yeah, your sister was an organ donor, it's like, oh. And this girl has a scar from a heart transplant. Let me guess. Let me guess.
Give it away so that way you kind of knew that, and you're like, oh, okay, all right. But yeah, The Detective Is Already Dead. That one did a really good job on hiding the whole situation up until like just before and everything. Yeah, it was really good though.
But overall, it's an interesting show. I think Selection Project.
Actually.
If you like idol shows, it's one of the better ones. Honestly,
yeah,
I personally have not been able to complete any
idol
shows except for this one. So I think that says a lot about how well written it is, except for like some of the predictability. But otherwise, it's enjoyable because each girl has their own story and they're, again, very relatable stories. Other than this, like, oh, what a connection. Well, no, coincidences like that do happen in real life too. But not as often. But they're very relatable, like the situations that the girls go to, their insecurities, the ways they were brought up, their friendships, the things that they feel for each other, all of these things, and it's very relatable. And I think that's a strength in a lot of recent anime, is that they're writing their characters as very relatable for people.
Yeah, they are doing some really good research, or they've gone through the same thing. But it's everything's
I think
becoming
they're trying to help
very
people.
like well written and based on like experience. I'm definitely trying to assume here.
Yeah, definitely recommend it if you're into dramas.
Check
and
it out. It's pretty good.
It's not even so much about the music, really. It's the drama and the relationships between the girls and the dynamics and competing and then becoming friends. And, but it's not like shows, music, practice all the time. It's not Love Live.
No.
Like it's not all shows all the time, like performances all the time. So it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I like it.
All right, so the next one we're going to be talking about is
more music.
Takt, op.Destiny.
Yeah,
op.Destiny. So this one
opera,
was
I guess?
very
That's
nice.
what it
Opera
means?
Destiny.
I don't know
maybe?
why. I'm assuming it's opera.
Musical show, or oriented in a sense. Obviously, there was like a rebellion against music. I'm assuming at one point, and it caused like these beings to come, or.
No, the beings didn't come because of a rebellion against music.
No,
the music
because
was
of the music.
one that was bringing the monster.
Not the rebellion. No. I mean the music. I mean the music part. I gotta think first.
Yeah.
But it's because there was a lot going on in that show actually.
A meteorite falls, and then from that meteorite there are monsters
from
then they're attracted to music, and that's why music gets banned and outlawed.
But then it ended up being a point that with these maestros and in like their music art or whatever, that they can actually use music to defeat it. It ended up being a turnaround story in some sense. And it was nice. It was pretty good. It was very well explained, and you kind of feel, the emotions that the characters are actually going through in the show, and it was one of the better ones too, in that sense, like music involved shows, which there were quite a bit.
There were a few,
which was really nice, and the story between the two. I forgot their names. Takt, obviously, and then was it Destiny and everything? Yeah, okay, so Takt and
their
Destiny.
Names are in
Duh. I was drawing a blank on that. Sorry about that. But yeah, so like the relationship between both of them was really nice. I liked it a lot, and especially when Takt was, basically he's gonna be consumed by this power, I guess he has, and it's consuming him in a very negative way, and they overcome it in a sense. I won't say how, but I'll leave that to you guys, so you can experience it. But
yeah, I also like how before you get to that point, they are really good at keeping like Takt's past or his something about him secret for a long time, and when you find it out, it's like, oh my gosh, no way, no wonder, like this guy is the way he is, and so it's really interesting. They do keep some mystery that you don't even know is a mystery until the fact comes up of who he is and stuff, and you're like, oh wow, that's it's cool. I like how they did it. It's well written because they do keep some big twists hidden up until later on, and I like the decisions they make at the end, because I kind of half assumed they were gonna go the easy route. Me too. And just go let's just go live a slow life, and and it seemed like they're gonna but then they decide to fight, and it gets really fun, and you don't know how or why or when or what happens after the fight, but we won't spoil all of that. But it's fun. Definitely watch it. It's a good sci-fi music. Sci-fi.
Yeah, music's actually really nice too. Fight scenes are great.
Animation's really good.
Animation is really good.
The character designs are good.
Yes, and I like the relationship between Takt and Destiny too. It's awesome.
Yeah,
it's a good team duo.
And it has a lot of really sad stuff in it too. Like, it's definitely not a feel-good anime, but the background stories of each one are also moving. It has a lot of moving, because for example, her Destiny is like, when she wakes up, this as a music art is in the body of a friend of his that died, and so he has his friend back, but it's not really her. But he kind of still feels that, but it feels the loss, so he's kind of in mourning and yet with his friend in a way, and it's really it's confusing for him and everyone involved in the situation. It's really good. It has a lot. There's a lot going on in this show.
There really is. It's a
really
good show though. It's very nice. I like the outcome, and I hope you guys like it.
Yeah, it has a good wrap up.
Check it out for sure. Oh, it's so good. Okay, so the next one we're gonna be talking about is whoops, I forgot to resize that one.
Oh man.
All right, The Night Beyond the Tricornered Window.
This one was good. I think one of my biggest not complaints, but I guess buts about this show is that I don't love the art style and the character design so much. It's kind of rough, and
Yeah, it's a little rough.
at times it can be a little wonky, like a little bit. The proportions can sometimes, rarely, like I don't know, but there are sometimes there's like a little off. But other than that, I feel like the story was very well written. It was very interesting. Again, it does keep you, like other shows, kind of like wondering what's gonna happen, and you make a lot of assumptions, and they guide you in all sorts of different directions, and then no, you thought it was gonna be this, but it's not, and you thought this person was gonna be bad, but they're not. And then again, the background and the past of the main characters is revealed later on in the series, shining light on why Rihito acts the way he does. He's so weird, and his possessiveness, and like the way he treats what's his name? Kosuke. The way he treats Kosuke, like it's so like an object really, but then you learn how he was involved in a cult, and he was used like an object, and so he's all messed up. And so all of these people that were like, oh, the way that he treats him, it's wrong, like, no, I don't like it. But if you stay with this show long enough, you find out why he's like that. It's not glorifying abuse or anything. It's the opposite. It's like this guy, it's explaining why someone would do that when they themselves have been abused or taken advantage of. And it's just usually a cycle. So it in a BL mystery supernatural way, this show actually approaches this very real and very serious subject of like the cycle of abuse being repeated over and over and over. And so it's really interesting. It's really interesting how they worked all of this together and just did it so well. And I like the relationship, how it ends up. The development of the relationship is really cringy at first. The show's first 3 episodes are cringy AF. Okay? Like, if you can make it past the first 3 episodes cringe of the relationship and the dynamics between the 2 main characters, you'll like it because you learn why the relationship works that way. And it's really interesting.
Yes. The only thing I have to add is that it was done very well. I like the psychological aspects and like the illusions that you can create with your mind. Like, your mind's a powerful tool. And it's a good representation of what it could actually do.
How far it can take.
And then there was another show that we had seen last year, or the beginning.
Oh, Pet.
Yeah, it was Pet. I think it was like winter last year or something. That one was also another good representation.
It was similar,
huh?
In a way.
Yeah, it was actually kind of similar, to tell you the truth. But
more
that one,
psychological than supernatural.
Yeah, definitely more of that, and it was more like an Inception kind of thing going on, and man, but yeah, the
Tricornered.
The Tricornered window. The Night Beyond the Tricornered Window was really nice.
Really good.
Interesting enough, BL was a little bit cringy with the approaches. And then surprisingly, like, it kind of fell off when it took a serious note in the series. It disappeared, and then it was just a serious show, and so now you're like, oh wow, like you don't even notice it's gone because you're immersed in the storyline because of how serious it gets. And then when everything's fine, obviously it went back to it, and you're like, that's right, it was a BL.
It was that. That's right. Forgot about that.
So it's actually really good. It's really good.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah, very, very good.
So good.
Highly recommend it.
Okay, so the next one we are going to be checking out is The vampire dies in no time.
This show is absolutely ridiculous. It has to be one of the best comedies of the year. I think we have it on our best comedies of the year. I'm pretty sure it's in there.
I think we do.
It's just so good. It's ridiculous comedy. It's definitely a slice of life. It reminds me of those super silly Dragon Maid,
Okay.
but with boys instead.
Yeah.
It's like a cute supernatural girls do funny cute things, except it's done with ridiculous boys.
Yeah, you got a Van Helsing type character,
And
vampire
the
hunter.
vampire.
You got vampires and
You got
other...
that. There is a girl that's that other hunter from the
Oh,
police,
right, because
the
there's
anti-vampire
like
division.
yeah,
The police officers, and so it's a male and a female. But it's mostly males, and then like his dad Hiyoshi looks like it's a. Hinachi's and Hana's supervisor, but he looks like
that guy. Yeah,
but he looks like
funny.
Ronaldo. He looks just like he has the same hair and eyes and stuff, so I'm pretty sure they're related. But the characters are just ridiculous. They're hilarious. It's tropey, but on purpose. It's a parody. It does not take itself too seriously. I mentioned this in the so far, and it surprised me because I expected it to just be ridiculous. Even when it started, the first episode, the first thing I said, I was like, this is stupid. So what is the point of this show? That he just dies out of everything? That's so dumb. Okay, I guess we'll see what happens. And it's freaking hilarious.
So funny,
and John is just
DJ
character
John.
of the year. Oh my god, supporting character of the year.
Yeah, the backstory when they met John and
this vampire has an armadillo familiar.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's.
But the background story.
Yeah, the backstory was really good. I really liked it a lot. I like Draluk's grandfather, just a spontaneous guy, like vampire. You would think that he, being the elder and all that stuff, he'd be very assertive and
he's assertive.
Like he's
not serious,
but not like so serious or anything like that. And it's funny how the rest of the family
just does what he says, no matter what.
But they did it with hesitance. Like they're like, well, I was like, what is he gonna get us into this time? It's like, what are we doing? I don't like this because he's always doing crazy stuff, and so. It was really funny, but that was great. And I like my favorite skit out of all of them was probably that one nerdy woman girl with the glasses. She was a little heavy on the side, on the heavy side.
Oh yeah.
And was going after was he another vampire hunter,
yeah.
or was he a vampire? Oh, he's a vampire. Yeah, he was a vampire.
Yeah.
But that obsessiveness of this girl that really wanted to get bit by this guy and everything, and like she's like, oh my god, are you here?
But she was so insistent that he was like, please stop.
Yeah, and they got to the point where like she's searching for them and she hears the littlest creak or like a sound, and then right away, serious mode, assassination, goes into the room and trying to find him, and she's like, I found you, like all this stuff with the voice. It was just really funny. I liked it a lot.
They do end up getting together. So she does end up getting bitten and becomes a vampire. And then they fall in love. Cool. Yeah. And she's awesome. Yeah, she's really cool with her like little wings.
I liked it a lot. That was a really good show. Cool.
It is a really good show. Definitely really funny. Just a ridiculous slice of life comedy to like chill at the end of the day and unwind and relax and laugh. That definitely. The Vampire Dies in No Time is recommended.
Really, yes. I liked it a lot. Highly recommend that. The comedy is solid. Solid. Okay, so the next one we have is whoops, did I press it? Okay, there we go. The World's Finest Assassin. So this one is very nice. I do like the idea of how this goddess is picking characters to try to assassinate the hero. You are, led to believe that it's for a good cause. It's to save the world and everything, because the hero is going to destroy it. But it's like, why would you be labeled a hero and you're going to destroy it? So there's like something that they're not necessarily telling us, and I'm really curious about that. So that's like one little.
And there are two goddesses. It looks like.
Yeah, and then there are two goddesses.
They look similar, but they're different.
Like I think what we're led to believe that one of the goddesses is picking the people to try and kill the hero, and this one goddess and the other goddess picked the hero, or
Wow.
something.
Yeah, it seems like.
Or is doing the same thing. I have no idea.
This one is also going to continue. So
yes, it is
again,
going
we were
to
left with a
continue.
lot of questions.
Definitely left with a lot of questions.
That's good.
But it's really good. The training and everything is intense, especially when the dad's like examining the kid and checking his form and his body structure and all that stuff. And then like the kid does the same thing with his girl apprentice, and you're like, wow, it's a bit intense. But I mean, you get it. If that's like the culture, like the family lineage and how they train each other, because it was a family of assassins that are the most well known, and so yeah, it fits. You kind of get it, but that's how intense you're gonna experience things there. And then when you get to the end, when you start fighting the so-called hero, he thought like, woo, it was pretty intense, but at the same time, I like how he. The character what was his name? Lu, right? Lu is what they call it. It's an interesting name. So Lu, yeah, how he adapted a lot of the stuff that he knew from the past from being an assassin into this new world, which is why that one goddess picked him. And so yeah, other than that, I liked it a lot. I think it was pretty cool. It was entertaining. The ending was amazing. I definitely want to see the rest.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I agree with everything. All of those things. It seemed a little too like the same, just collecting waifus left and right and making them badass waifus.
Getting a harem.
But it's really good and it's different in the sense that he's an assassin, and normally the people reincarnated are like otaku or like hikikomori or stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see that it's a different kind of protagonist. That is
and there's some really lighthearted moments with comedy and stuff like that, especially the goddess having chosen hundreds of candidates, and they would present them as like, the assassin candidate number 240 something,
and they're all good, the best at something.
The best at something in reality, and when they're brought into the fantasy world, they just it's for some it's too different. They can't cope with the world, and they just mess up, and others,
or they're just like, this is a nice place. They don't do it. They just don't do it.
So there's a lot of backfiring going on there, but it was really good though.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I liked it a lot.
It's definitely good.
I recommend that one for sure.
If you're not tired of isekai, check it out.
Yes. And then we got 2 more for things that we are watching. These just so happen to be continuing.
They're still not done.
They're still not done.
That one's next.
Though, I think.
World Trigger was next, but we can do that one. That's fine. I suppose.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's just the last one. So.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one we're gonna be doing is a ranking of kings. This one is so good. Obviously, Boji is just he's the best male character for the season. Probably best male character for the year. I'm sure he's in a list. He has to be. If not, we messed up. But no, he's in there, I'm sure. But I really like the story. This one definitely had like a huge twist to it. And it did a really good job of hiding it until the last moment. And when you realize, and you're like, yo. So there are a lot of backstories that are really interesting, and they all tie together. And it's something that I find refreshing, in a sense. Like lives that are coming together and crossing paths and realizations. It's amazing. And then you have like true love and like for like friendships and everything. Like you like the bond that you have with each other. You're going
Kage
through that.
and Boji.
Yeah, with Kage and Boji, man. And then the people that Boji and Kage meet along the way is really good. The last part of it where they start to go to war and everything is like it's getting intense, and so I think that's pretty much where everything left off at the moment.
Yeah, this one's halfway too.
So it's
like
halfway.
so.
But oh man,
But it feels like it's getting so close to
It does feel like it's getting
you
really
know,
close.
to like kind of like what the point is, because he's already back at the castle, like about to confront whatever the hell is happening, because we still don't fully know.
Yeah, we still don't know.
Who is in that mirror? I think we have an idea.
We have an idea. I'm sure we have an idea. It's that one
is.
little girl, like grown up.
But
or
that
something.
girl is, I think we know who that
A little
girl
theory
is.
of ours. Yeah, I mean,
think.
Say it. Yeah.
I think the girl in the mirror is Boji's mom.
Was it Man?
No, Mirajo.
Miranjo. Yes. Yeah.
I think she's Boji's mom.
I think so too. I think she's Boji's mom.
Because why else would the king do whatever she says?
Yeah.
Like, he would never, you know? And I think he would only do it for his original wife, mother of Boji. And
That's
maybe
what we're
whatever
thinking.
happened that got this woman in the mirror is also why Boji's little instead of a giant, which he should be. And why he's nude and all of these things.
He's cursed. You know, so he doesn't grow in size as a giant.
He doesn't have his giant size.
He still has like the strength in him. That's why they see so much potential, and they know that he's different and whatnot.
But we don't know. But that's just the theory. We don't know if that's actually what's happening.
Yeah,
but we're definitely continuing that one. It's one of the best anime of the year for sure.
Oh man, but the mom healing, she's a great mom. She puts in a lot of effort, and man, she's great. And
he's not even her biological son, and she's so good.
Yeah. And then Daida kind of misled in his upbringing and whatnot, but has now overcome it because of realizations of things that were forced upon him. And it's a great storytelling. It's really good.
I have a feeling it's gonna be a really feel good story at the end. Like, it just kind of makes you cry throughout, and then at the end it's gonna be nice. Kind of like I feel the same is gonna be with To Your Eternity. It just kind of like drags your heart through rocks and coals and things through the whole thing. And then at the end, the reward is like a good ending.
Closure.
I hope. We can only hope. But yeah, good closure. Just closure. That's all we want.
Yeah, we just want closure.
That's all. But it's really good. Definitely watch. Osama Ranking is one of the best anime of the year.
Ranking of Kings. So
good. Yeah, Ranking of Kings. In English, sorry.
In English, yeah. No, Osama Ranking.
Osama Ranking in Japanese.
Okay, so the next one we're going to be checking out is another one that's continuing as well. I believe,
this one just has one episode left.
Or does it have one episode left?
It ends on the 16th or 17th, I think.
Oh, okay, so next week.
Yeah, the World Trip is about to end, so we can't give a review or what we think up until the very last episode because it hasn't aired yet. But it's been really good. Is this mine?
Yes,
this is yours. Oh, yeah, it's mine.
It's yours.
Yes, it was really good. We're definitely getting ready to go on the away expedition, for sure. Everyone is set. Really great developments that we have been waiting to see. Number one being, well, yeah, it's fine. It's assumed that we're saying things because it's the end of the...
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about the end of the season. So... that Chica can shoot people now. So that makes
hasn't
overcome
she's
difference.
Overcoming it. Yeah.
It makes such a huge difference on everything they do. So it's really exciting now because I think I said this in our previous one. It's getting really annoying that Chica can't shoot people. And so now that's done and over with.
With her dumb geropy face.
I know. Why does she have a geropy face? But what's his name? The their neighbor teammate. Hughes gave her a really serious talking to and just like talked some sense into her, and it's like, girl, if you can't do this, like you want to go out into outer space to do whatever the hell, save your friend, and you expect to be able to do this without shooting people? It's like people are gonna die. Like your friends are gonna die if you can't shoot people.
It's like Platinum End all over again.
It's
a bit of a flawed storyline, you know, like just a bit. But it's actually it's a little better in World Trigger.
And I think that's the point, is that Chica realizes when she is told the story of someone else who can't shoot and why they can't shoot. She realizes that she's blowing things out of proportion and she should stop being a little bitch and just shoot people. so that's good. Good for her. I'm very proud of her.
Yeah. And so with that, again, I mean, you know, the show is really good. It's with its tactical explanations and presentations of formation of you know, military based tactics and stuff. So it's really nice. I like it a lot. It explains itself really good. It's well thought out.
It definitely explains itself.
Yeah, it definitely explains itself. So I mean, I can understand it being a little bit like, you know, Dragon Ball Z or something like that, but it moves a little faster. But of course, there's constant competitions. But before, it was more like competitions because you needed to graduate, get a higher rank so you can do better and become part of a squad. But now as the seasons are progressing, now you're at a point where, well, now we need to survive and get to the top part and be ready because we're going to go to war after this. And like, so it's going to happen soon. They're going to start, what the planets, dimensional planets are going to align and they'll be able to jump from one to the other. And I think they're going to Huse's world this next time.
There,
yeah, so
they're
heading there and everything.
taking him or whatever.
And they convinced him to be on the team. They convinced the higher ups to allow him to be on there. And other than that, I'm excited to see what happens after this recent trial that's going on right now with the last match, and it's with the top like Class A rank or Class S rank characters and stuff and
This
teams.
is when it gets decided. I mean, we know they're gonna go. There would be no anime after this if they don't go on the expedition.
Yeah, it's very true.
But it'll be fun to see how it happens, and I guess
really would.
see them set up the. I think it's gonna end where it's like, all right, yes, you made it in, ready to go. Boom, it ends, and then now we wait for the next season.
Yeah, I know.
But it's already been announced. Like, the third season has already been announced. Since they announced the second season, they announced the third season. So we know for sure it's going to happen.
Expect it, and hopefully it'll be great because no more competitions and
training,
no more class training stuff. It'll be for real this time. So you're definitely going to go and see, like, actual war scenarios happening and like where you know
actual life and death situations.
So it'll get more and more intense for sure. And then the back end of this is Husei. We don't know exactly how loyal or how much he's actually doing to help us out, you know, for his benefit as well. We'll see, because apparently the other side that Husei's a part of, they know how loyal he is because of whatever they did. Like, they twisted him, they made him believe certain things and brainwashed him or whatnot.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
And they abandoned him.
And
he still is loyal and is going back. Well, he kind of wants to find out where the hell they did that to him.
That's also
part of
true
his reason. Too. But he still wants to be loyal because he even said, I'm going to go with you and I'm going to help you until it's not appropriate for me to help you anymore. Because I'm going back home.
And hopefully at that point,
he'll realize
you know, like,
what?
screw
you guys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we'll see.
All right. So that's basically it
for
where we've reached for all the anime that we watched this season and covered. So that was like a good 20 about. And other than that, we do have a couple that we did drop afterwards. So I think it was Fruits of Evolution was one immediate one that we ended up dropping.
In our last one, we had mentioned Mute King the Dancing Hero and Rumble Garandol.
Yeah.
We had already dropped. But
yeah, Fruits of Evolution was another one. That one, I really wanted to stick with it. It did seem nice, but at the same time, it was something that it wasn't interesting enough, to tell you the truth. So we ended up kind of dropping that on the 6th episode or something. Oh, I forgot to put the image up. Dropped. There we go.
To me, yeah.
So that was basically the only one that we ended up dropping again. So I think like total was like 3.
We only dropped 3
that we started watching. There are others obviously we didn't start because we're not. I mean, it didn't seem too interesting, or we didn't want to watch it.
Right. So, but they're not dropped technically because we never started.
Yeah.
But for this one, the fruit of evolution. Before I knew it, my life had it made. Is basically like, and I said this before. It's like girlfriend, but with these animal girls. Mm-hmm. That, you know, it just evolved to become part of this guy's harem. And it's just like, you know, I don't know. It was just not interesting. Not interesting
it just wasn't interesting enough
just
to
not
keep watching it. So we were just like,
the characters are cute and all, but that's about it.
You can just drop this one. Let's let's give ourselves a break.
Yeah.
From watching so much anime, because I
So many
swear
harems
this is
and things.
probably one of the seasons where it wasn't much that we were keeping up with because of interests and stuff. But we did keep up with a lot. But other seasons, man, everything
It's more
was
than
like
20 sometimes. Yeah.
everything had really good beginnings, and then again maybe the same amount that we dropped again was something inevitable.
What about top fives?
So now, yeah, we got our top fives. I believe we went over them last time.
Are they still the same for you? Did yours change? Because that's why. No, I think mine are the same.
Looking at over everything, I think they might have changed or something.
Because after seeing the endings, right? Okay.
So.
Oh, you can. Oh yeah. Okay.
I have definitely Ranking of Kings.
Yeah.
That one has to be on there. It's really good. I really enjoyed it. Very nice. Mushoku Tensei. I believe that one might have not been on the previous top 5, but it ended really nice. I liked it a lot. The next one that I really liked was Irina the Vampire Cosmonaut. I believe that one might not have been on the previous one. So and then the based on real events and stories like true facts and stuff, like Irina with the dog and how they had that representation.
That's
and
like
so
the
you
only thing that's based.
It's the only thing,
real.
but the concept is still the same. Like they took that true fact of a dog and placed it on Irina, and you kind of just experience what would have been if it was an actual human that went up there instead of a dog and everything.
Yeah. That's true.
So I like it a lot. So that one, yeah, that's 3.
Loosely based.
Loosely based. Okay, loosely based. And then let's see the other ones that I am going to have to say. Oh man.
Mine changed a little too.
Probably The Vampire Never Dies. That one's a really good comedy. I liked it so much. It was really funny. And the next one would definitely have to be Komi Can't Communicate.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. Komi Can't Communicate. It's really close between Mieruko-chan, because that one's getting really intense, and I do want to see more, but like I don't know. Like it's like.
Oh my god, I do.
I probably have more interest over in Komi-san. Yeah.
In a good way.
And
like,
so with Komi Can't Communicate, it's just like I want to see her hit 100 friends. I want to see her come out of her shell, and it just seems more interesting to me. I don't know why. It's like it's something I just can't really explain. But Mieruko-chan, dang, that one's really close. But there's just too much left open to leave to the imagination in some sense. That's why I'm like, I'll go for Komi for sure.
Yeah. Let's see. For me, no particular order. Blue Period actually ended up being one of my favorite. And it wasn't even one of my choices last time. But after seeing the whole thing and seeing how it ends and how all the characters develop throughout the series and how they grow and what they learn about themselves, and just the way that just because someone's good naturally at something, it doesn't mean that they're going to succeed in said career, you know, like, and in fact, when you're not naturally good at something and you try really hard, you may even be better than the people who are naturally good at it. And so you should believe in yourself and just keep trying. Definitely. If you like doing something, even if you're not good at it, just do it. So just the way that they did it was great. Again, visuals were amazing. Overall, loved the story. I loved the way that they did it. So that's one of my top 5s. And it wasn't at all even a choice before. And then Komi, definitely. Komi Can't Communicate. It's just adorable. It's great. I love what they're doing. I love the characters. I like the story. Everything is great. I want to see what happens. Yes. And I want to see her and Tadano interact more, because she basically only speaks to him. Even if it's one word at a time.
And you know she likes him.
Oh my gosh, she really likes him, like the rice ball thing. She was so happy.
Yeah, that was really sweet.
He ate one of her onigiri and she was so happy.
That was really sweet. I really liked that a lot. And so I'm really rooting for both of them to happen. And when that happens, that's like the ultimate coming out of your shell.
Yeah.
Like that's when I know for sure like she'll be happy, comfortable, And then,
when she's able to say ski or something
Yeah.
herself, like it'll be amazing. Oh my god, we'll all die and melt.
Yeah, it's so cute. And I
It'll be adorable.
love the relationship between her and the ramen chef at that one place.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
they
they
don't
don't
speak,
speak
but they have the same chemistry.
They understand,
just understand
each
each other. And it's great. So good.
It's great. I love her. I love that show. And then Mieruko-chan is in my top 5. It's
Nice,
really good.
nice.
It creeps me out. And it's hilarious, and it's creepy, and it's hilarious, and it's creepy, and it's hilarious, and it's just really good. And it has mystery in it, and
It's definitely a lot of
unexpected
mystery.
things, and we have a lot of questions, and I hope they continue it. Visually, it's stunning and creepy and everything. It's definitely,
so good.
it brings out so many emotions. It has really sad stories too. Like it tugs at your heartstrings.
with
It makes you laugh. It makes you scared. It makes you upset at people.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything. It throws you in every direction.
Yeah, it kind of
feelings
throws you against the wall in some areas. But yeah,
In some
especially
ways.
Zen, the redhead guy.
Oh, the cat's guy. Oh my
The cat's
god,
guy,
that
like,
story.
So that backstory.
And then the mom, the pregnant woman.
Oh,
Oh my god, so sad.
that's
You almost
right.
cried.
Oh my
That
gosh.
one. It's just so many. Like there are some great stories in there. Great stories.
Yeah, really good stories. But yeah.
Plus the creepiness. It's just
It's so
it has
creepy.
everything, and it makes you feel everything, and I love that. And the art is really good.
Mm-hmm.
That's 3, and then I have The Vampire Dies in No Time, which I love. Just too funny.
It's really
I
good.
cannot believe that I almost threw this anime in the trash after the first episode because it's so good. So if you did, go back and watch it. This is really good. I think so. It's definitely one of my top 5. It actually took the place of My Senpai Is Annoying. That was like one of the comedies that I had originally in my top 5, but I replaced it with The Vampire Dies in No Time because I found it a little more original in the comedy and its approach, and it's just ridiculous comedy. And it's great.
So good.
And then finally, Ranking of Kings as like the best. It's just the best.
That one has to be
Yeah.
on your watch list.
It
You
has to
need
be.
to watch
Yeah, if you're
it.
not watching it, you have to catch up.
I mean, I don't want to say that you're missing out. You know, don't take my word for it. I'm being biased, but like it really is good.
There's so much in that show,
Mm-hmm.
like so much. And then the other one that I originally had on my list that didn't make it through was Sakugan because it was cool. It was cool. It was entertaining and everything. But then towards the end, all of these other ones just gave me more closure, made me feel more, made me just feel more. I guess for them, made me more excited about them. So. Not that Sakugan and My Senpai Is Annoying are bad shows. It's just
They're
the other
good.
5 I really like.
Made
the
more
other
of an
ones, but
impact.
yeah,
for sure. Our selections at least made impacts on us and everything. So,
Yeah.
So we share them with you.
Yes.
And please check
Let
them
us
out.
know
Let us
what
know in
you
the
think
comments.
if
You know,
you
when
check
you
'em
watch
out.
them, like give us your 2 cents. If you agree to disagree, doesn't matter. All facets of opinions are welcome as long as it's done constructively. Please,
constructive
we
criticism.
want to have constructive criticism. And you definitely want to keep things positive as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, other
guess
than
that's it.
that is it.
We watched 23
23 anime
this
this season.
Dropped 3.
Mhm.
Kept 20. It was a good season overall.
Overall it was a pretty good season. Obviously there was quite a bit that we didn't start either, but I mean again we weren't interested enough in that sense. So
Yeah.
don't hate us for it.
Also time, there you can only watch so much anime when you have a full-time job.
That's true. That is true.
Or more than a full-time.
Or more than a full-time, yes. So other than that basically brings us to the end of our podcast. So yeah, we want to thank you guys for being here. It was fun. So make sure to like this video if you really liked what we were talking about here, and if you can relate to our our choices, our opinions. If not, we don't hold it against you, or we won't be like so angry. Not
at all.
people.
Not at all.
But yeah.
Oh, sorry. And we hope that 2022 is full of amazing anime in your life.
Yes.
And that all your anime dreams come true this year.
Yep.
And winter 2022 season is starting already,
And
going. It's up and running. So
good. So many good
it's
shows
good so far. So stay tuned on our articles on the website. All the reviews for fall 2021 are already starting to come up. Well,
Yes.
they have been. There
So
are
check
more
'em out.
coming up. Check them out. Articles and character spotlights, top 10s, best of the 2021 anime are also coming up. A lot of articles, so make sure to go to honeysanime.com and check out all our recommendations from the year and enjoy.
Yes, so with that, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because if you like this video, this podcast, make sure you put those notifications on so that you can be in the know the next time that we post great content like this. So we really hope you enjoyed it. And lastly, make sure to watch Attack on Titan tomorrow. It releases.
Yes.
You don't want to miss out. That's it. It's good. It's either
is
going to be
the end.
epic or it isn't. But we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed. So yeah, other than that, take care, guys. Thank you very much. We hope you have a great time. Again, 2022 is going to be a great year. I'm sure of it, even though some people might not think. But for anime, it's going to be a great year.
It's going to be great fun.
So take care, everyone. We hope you guys have a great time. And other than that, let me go ahead and transition over here so we can go ahead and sign off. So
Bye-bye.
take care. Have a great time. And we'll see you next time.
Time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.